What is up, guys? In this video I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix, which is the Chapter 2 throwback season, which just came out today. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, comment down below what you think of Chapter 2 Remix, and if you would like to use me for a support a creator when getting the Chapter 2 Remix Battle Pass or anything in the item shop, it is Evolve Jake, just like my channel name. It's underneath the webcam at all times. So for this throwback season, we basically went back to the Chapter 2 Season 2 map and loot pool, but it's not complete yet, and instead of the regular bosses, there are now some rappers that are taking place of some of the bosses. So Snoop Dogg now has the agency, or Dog Pound POI, in the middle of the map, and when he is eliminated, he drops the mythic drum gun and a key card to open his vault. The Midas Skulls NPC is at the yacht, and he'll drop the mythic heavy AR. The Tiantina remix is at the rig, and then she drops the mythic boom bow. And then later on in the season, Eminem is going to be added to the map, and he's going to have the grotto along with the mythic minigun. And then Ice Spice is going to have the shark POI along with the mythic grappler and mythic scar. So it's like Chapter 2 Season 2. A lot of the same mythics, a lot of the same POIs, but just kind of like the vibe is changed up and who the bosses are is kind of changed up to be these rappers. These POIs, the boss POIs, have bolts that you can open using the key card. You get the key card from eliminating them. So you get the mythic weapon and the key card when you eliminate the boss. But the boss will also become a hired NPC when you eliminate them, which is kind of crazy. And I believe the Snoop Dogg boss will drop you boogie bombs, and then maybe the other ones like heal you and things like that. So if you want to get a hired NPC this season, you have to kill the boss. And then you also get access to their mythic weapon and their vault. There's also some chests in the boss POIs or just around the map where you need a guard disguise to open them. It'll say that you need to scan. You get the guard disguise from the phone booths in the area. And then once you have this disguise, you look like a guard. The guards won't attack you or anything like that. But when you do shoot, you'll lose the disguise. And then obviously the guards will fight back. For the loot pool, the regular weapons are hit scan, meaning there's no bullet drop or bullet travel time. But the sniper rifles, the RPG are projectile, meaning there is bullet drop and travel time. For the rifles, we have the regular AR, the burst AR, the scoped AR, and the suppressed AR. For shotguns, we have the standard pump and tack. For SMGs, we have the regular SMG and the drum gun. For snipers, we have the regular bolt, the heavy sniper, and the semi-auto sniper. I believe some of the NPCs might drop the hunting rifle as well. And then for utility, we have the grappler, which now has 20 uses. Impulse grenades, which are kind of like shockwaves, but they don't negate fall damage and you don't go as far. Boogie bombs are in the loot pool again. Regular grenades, clinger grenades, stink grenades are all back. And then the Portafort is also back, which is going to be huge for zero build. And then the RPG is also in the game, like I touched on. For heals, we have mini shields, big pots, bandages, medkits, the chug jugs, and vegetables. And then you can get fish from some of the freezers and by fishing. Coolers are in the game, but as of right now, you can only get vegetables from them, which is pretty unfortunate. And shield is a struggle this season, unfortunately. I feel like this was like the biggest knock against Fortnite OG last year, was just that it was rough to get shield and like the spawn rate of shield was not the greatest. It seems like this season has a bit of that as well. Like, it's definitely more inconvenient to get shield in Chapter 2 Remix than it was during regular Chapter 5. I wish they kept gold in the game and then just kind of had vending machines at the POIs that we could buy big pots from. I feel like that would solve a lot of the problems. But unfortunately, they didn't do that, and getting shield is once again going to be a problem. I don't think it's as bad as it was in OG, but it's definitely rough. You can get heals from the big ammo boxes, but there's not guaranteed. It's just random. And then cars and boats are in the game as far as vehicles go, but there is also helicopters. I'm not sure how many of these choppas there are on the map, but there is one at least at the weather station on the edge of the map outside Retail Row. I'm not sure how many helicopters there are or other spots where you can get them, but I know for sure you can get them out of this weather station. I didn't really see many while playing today, so I don't think there is many spawns for it on the map. But cars being in the game is nice. They're not as good as the Chapter 5 cars are. Some of them are, like the Whiplashes feels like the Chapter 5 car, but a lot of the other cars feel much slower to drive, and you'll kind of realize why cars weren't as big of a deal prior to Chapter 5 as they were in Chapter 5. So if you are able to find a vehicle, I feel like you definitely want to get one of the Whiplashes or The cars outside Snoop Dogg's POI are also fine, but like the regular taxis and the semi trucks and even the pickup trucks at times just feel so slow compared to what we've been used to in Chapter 5. Also, with this update, there was some aim assist improvements for controllers. So the hit scan Chapter 1 and 2 weapons that were added back into the loot pool now have the human-like aim assist update that we got added a few weeks ago for the Chapter 5 weapons. And they slightly improved the strength of aim assist. I've seen people talk about this like, oh, controller's going to be godlike. It's not really that noticeable. The thing is that each weapon in Fortnite has like different aim assist values, and I feel like they just increased these old weapons to kind of match the strength of the kind of what we're used to with the Chapter 5 weapons. It doesn't feel like so overpowered that you can't miss. If they didn't say anything about the changes to aim assist, I don't think I really would have noticed it at all. There also is now a scoped multiplier setting for scoped rifles, which I very much appreciate. This is something that we had in the game when it came out, and then we lost in 2020, and then now 4 years later they finally added it back. But you can now add a multiplier for scoped weapons. This is going to affect things like snipers, and I really appreciate this because I like a much higher scope sensitivity with my sniper than I do my regular AR. So I'm happy that they added this setting. And then the aim assist changes, I feel like will get a lot of attention, but most people really aren't going to notice it or really see that much of a difference in terms of like how effective they are. But that is the main kind of changes for BR. We have the Chapter 2 map, Chapter 2 loot pool, new bosses kind of replacing Chapter 2 bosses, and then we're going to be getting more bosses and more boss POIs over the course of the season. It was speculated that with this throwback season, we would be going through Chapter 2, Season 1, 2, and 3, but instead it's just Chapter 2, Season 2, basically, with each of the bosses being replaced by one of these rappers. There was also a pretty significant reload update today, which added a new Oasis map and solo reload mode. So the Oasis map is available in all reload mode. It's not like it's just solo, so you can play duos, trio, squads on the new map. The way the map rotation is supposed to work is every 30 minutes, the map will cycle between the new Oasis map and then the original reload map. So if you're queuing in and you're getting the old map, you just have to wait a bit and then you'll end up getting the Oasis map. This Oasis map I think is quite good. It has a desert theme and it has a lot of the old desert POIs like Paradise Palms, Shifty Shafts, Lazy Links, and then some of the unnamed POIs that used to be in the desert as well, like the Mexico village, what people would call Mexico, is in here, along with other, like I said, unnamed locations from what was previously in the Chapter 1 desert. And then the loot pool for reload is mostly Chapter 3 and 4 weapons with the usual heals and utilities. So like there's still Shockwaves, Grappler, Chug Splash, Bigs, Minis, all that. But it's mostly Chapter 3 and 4 weapons, which I think is pretty interesting. I'm definitely excited to use the Flapjack AR in reload mode because I felt like the Flapjack AR was a really good weapon in Chapter 4, but it just kind of got overshined by the red dot weapons that were in the game. But not having these other red dot weapons in reload mode, I think definitely gives more room for the Flapjack AR to shine. And then for reload solos, you have 2 respawns basically. So if you die 3 times, you're out. I've seen a lot of confusion and a lot of people like very confused about, how is solo reload going to work? It's very simple. You just have 3 lives. So you die 3 times, you're out. If you don't die 3 times, eventually, it gets to the point where reboots are disabled like in regular reload. And so even if you don't die 3 times, but you die after that point, you're not coming back. And then it just plays like reload, but in solo. I think it was pretty good. I ended up playing builds because for some reason there was a lot of problems today. And when they were able to get that solved, builds reload was available before zero build. So I just played a game of builds just to kind of like show the map and some of the loot pool in this video. But I'm happy to get a new reload map. I think it's solid. I'm happy to get reload solos. I definitely think it's something I'll play from time to time. And if you are someone who really doesn't like this Chapter 2 season, the pacing feels kind of slow in Chapter 2 OG, especially with the lack of heals. That's not really a problem that reload has. So if you don't like the pacing of Chapter 2 remix, you'll probably enjoy playing Fortnite Reload over the course of this month. And that is one thing I kind of want to touch on, is that it's only a month-long season. I've seen so much kind of overreaction and people, not liking the season, but it is a month-long. It's really not that big of a deal. If you don't like the season, you just play a little bit less over the course of the month or not at all. And then Chapter 6 will be launching in December. It's not like this is a full 3-month-long season that has, a quarter of the year of time it takes up. It's very short. It's going to go by quick. I personally enjoyed it. I like playing with the pump again for sure. I think the new reload map is also fun. So I'm looking forward to playing this season. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.